Hello, Madridistas. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're watching this from. Yeah, so in about 30 to 32 hours, we are going to be playing the second leg against Manchester City at the Etihad. Yeah, so that's mainly what I want to focus on in this video. So I didn't do a reaction video to our last game because it was so painful to watch, right? Because I felt that Ifedi should have been rested. I felt I agreed with a couple of the decisions he made in the starting lineup, except for Fede Valverde. I did not necessarily agree with not giving Adagule enough play time. I have come to, a couple of days after, respect the decisions he made in starting Nacho over Eder Militao, right? Because we have to be thinking long term. Every other Madridista would have wanted him to start Eder Militao. I would not lie. I admit that I wanted the same thing as well. And because I just believe Eder Militao is fundamentally better, right? But he's been out for so long, and the intensity that is going to be required might just be beyond him for now. So, and I believe Ancelotti is thinking long term, right? He's not going to jeopardize Eder Militao's career over one game, right? And we have to admit it's a do or die game, but I understand it's a really tough decision to make. That's why he's the top boss. Okay, he's paid to make decisions like that. However, I believe that in no way, shape, or form should Fede Valverde have played against Mallorca. He has hardly ever been rested, and we will need him firing on all cylinders on Wednesday. And if precedent is anything to go by, we know what Manchester City are going to bring. I don't want to sound like it's all doom and gloom, right? I'm just stating a couple of things while we start, right? And we need our Valverde firing on all cylinders. I kid you not. We need him firing on all cylinders. And I say that because it is very, very important that he does. Right? It's very, very important that he does. We need him running end to end in that game tomorrow. A quick one about the game against Mallorca. It was a pretty quiet game in the first half. In the second half, we turned it up. We turned up a bit. Pretty quiet game from Jude, but his touches are really good. And I will not lie, I've been one of those that have been worried about his form of late. But after watching Kian analyze the situation, and Kian is someone I really respect and I listen to a lot, right? He did say we need to remember that Jude Bellingham is not. We didn't sign him to come and score goals. We signed him for his ability and the things he could do in the middle of the park. Him scoring goals and bailing us out for the first half of the season were just added benefits. They were not the major reason we signed him. And we would not have been complaining about this if Ancelotti had not discovered a better way to play him. We knew Vini was the main man. We knew Vini was going to find form at some point, and Vini has done that. And even recently, Rodrigo, after a little bit of pit stop form in the season, right? So that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. Okay, and you need to also understand, if you go and rewatch that game, our press mostly worked and troubled City because Jude was the first to always press. He was pressing throughout, and you can't expect him to sustain that over the course of 90 minutes. It's basically not in our DNA, right? We are not a jogging club team. Even though we need to play like a jogging club team, we need to play like a jogging club team in the first and in the second leg that's going to take place tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So that's what I think. Great goal from Aurelian Tchouameni. We're going to miss him tomorrow. But if Kama's form is anything to go by, I think we're gonna be good. I'm not going to speak about the possible absence of Kavaha, Kamavinga, Bellingham, and Vini if they get a yellow card tomorrow in the semi-final, right? So depending on who qualifies between Bayern and Arsenal, right, they could miss those games. But if they don't get a yellow card and we go through a clean slate, which is something I'm really looking forward to. And I have to say here that after watching City's game, just so you know, since we were drawn against City, I've been religiously watching their games just to better understand them and better understand how they punish teams, right? And apart from leveraging Alan's physicality, which a lot of teams have figured out this season, they do a lot of cutbacks. I don't know if you know what it is that I mean, right? So, and because the decision is split second, you have to decide whether you want to defend the near post or you want to take a risk and allow them to square the ball and hope that your goalkeeper will be able to get to it before a Man City player does. Most of the time, they call it back, whether from inside the box 18 or from outside of the box 18. They call it back because they know teams would sit deep and they have people that can shoot from anywhere. And we were punished. 2 of the goals last week came from something like that, right? Apart from the really weird goal that Bernardo scored due to Lunin's terrible positioning, right? Yeah. And so I decided to do this, right? Specifically this video, because I've been thinking a lot about the game, right? I've been on Twitter, I've been on YouTube, basically trying to find that thing that increases my confidence, because right now I think it's 50-50. That shows that Real Madrid can do this, and I've rewatched some of our most famous remontadas, right? Is that something we can pull off? Definitely we can pull it off. The one person that scares me the most is David Ancelotti. If you follow me on Twitter, you will know, okay? And his decision making sometimes. I think it was genius playing Rodrigo on the left side last week, like surprised Guardiola. And if we had been more clinical, we would have been 4 goals up in the first half, even though we went we started the first few minutes of the game a goal down. We would have been 4 goals or so up, and all of that razzmatazz in the second half would have not been necessary, right? So what does that mean for us and for you watching this video? I want you to be confident, because these things can radiate. The players can tell. They're on social media as well, right? And if there's anything I've seen so far from Vini, it's like he's really looking forward to this. And you know what I would expect and what I'm looking forward to seeing is the provocative Vinicius. I will give anything to have him in that game tomorrow. We need to rile them up. We need to get them into making mistakes, and we need to play almost exactly as we did in the first game. Because if there's something that we have been able to show, is that we can really hurt them in transition and we can force them into making mistakes. Rodri, one of their best players, even their best player this season, made a lot of mistakes, gave the ball away a lot, and that's because we pressed him. right? And we need to do that again. If we sit back tomorrow, we might not be able to pass the ball out of our own end of the field. Because you know what City does against teams that sit back? They counter press to win the ball back immediately after they lose it. And you know what that does? They hold the ball for so long, the opposing team just keeps running. And then you can't maintain that for 90 minutes. If they do that to you for 30-minute stretch, one of your players is going to be mentally fatigued and is going to lose concentration, and you get punished for that. So we need to go at them and make the game as chaotic as possible. The game is 0-0. Yes, it is at the Etihad. But if there's anything that can do this, there's any team at all that can do this, it is Real Madrid, because we are Real Madrid. We can, we should, and we will. So if you come across this video and you get to this point, I want you to be as confident as I am. I even boldly put out a prediction on Twitter that we're going to win the game 3-2. Yeah. We are. And you need to believe that as well. It's very, very important. You need to believe that as well. So, this is Real Madrid we're talking about. And this is Real Madrid in Champions League. Okay? We can. And we will do this. And if you're a City fan, or you're watching this and you're rooting for City, we're going to shock you tomorrow. We will. We will. Real Madrid played the role of the underdogs really, really well. And this is prime theater. This is prime theater. The lineup is simple. Anybody can guess it based off of what we've seen over the past 1 week. We know Tchouaméni is going to be out because he's suspended. We know Nacho started the game on the weekend. We know Militao does not have enough game time to justify starting him in a game as intense as this. So we know it's going to be the 4 guys in the back line. We know Lunin, we know it's Camavinga, Fede Valverde and Cruz, and then we know it is Vini, Rodrigo and Jude slightly behind them, or slightly ahead of the midfield trio pressing. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. I am looking forward to it. Okay, I'm looking really forward to it, because I can assure you a lot of Madridistas as well, they basically believe that since we did not win, and I won't lie to you, I felt that way last week, especially during the game and after the game, because I was just really mad while watching and seeing how so many chances we were losing and how we're not so clinical. But yeah, that has passed. I was being reactionary, I was being emotional. And yes, as a Madrid fan, it comes with the territory. But I'm confident. Vini is confident. Jude is confident. He's playing at home. Rudiger is confident. Everyone might not turn up tomorrow. But we can. I can assure you, we can punish City. They'll be feeling confident, they'll be feeling arrogant. We've beaten Real Madrid before, we devastated them, we demolished them last year, right? over a similar scenario. That's a good thing. You just beat Luton 5-0. Real Madrid won our game 1-0, and we had to defend and keep a lot of the ball just to see out the 1-0 over Mallorca. So we're coming into this looking sketchy and shaky, and I like that. And I like that because City will feel, oh yeah, last year we drew at the Bernabeu and we're gonna kill them. So that's good for us. That's good for us because they will not see it coming. And you know the beautiful thing about this, when you net the first two and they don't see it coming, because you have more mental strength, because of the history of the club that you represent. And I'm speaking to Real Madridistas and our players, Real Madrid players right now. They won't see it coming. Okay? We have to be as clinical as possible tomorrow. Jude, Rodrigo, Vini, and anyone else on the pitch that would possibly have that chance. We have to be very clinical tomorrow. Lunin, you cannot be shaky. You play for Real Madrid. Okay? We are all behind you. We're all in go with you. Anyway, that's all I want to say. 48 hours from now, or close to 48 hours from now, I would either look back at this video and say, I'm full of shit, or it will cement in my heart and probably in yours the reason why this club is the greatest. Because impossible is nothing. Anyway, that's all of it from me today. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this with fellow Madridistas. Don't forget to leave comments. If you agree with my confidence and my optimism, let me know. If you disagree as well, please, by all means, let me know. I'll see you after the game tomorrow. Real Madrid, everyone.